I don't have any words, no words. Thank you very much to be here. Thank you to be here to celebrate this anniversary of Ananda Edizioni. And thank you to this big spiritual family. A piece of us is inside this Ananda Edizione. We work together all this year. And so I want really to thank everybody, all the people here this evening. Thank to the Friends of Book. Thank you to everybody. Thanks to the masters. They work with us during these 25 years. They supported us with their grace. And thank you to Swami Kriyananda, who had the intuition to found Ananda Edizioni. And actually also Swami Kriyananda was a writer. One of his duty was to write a book, and this was the duty that Yogananda gave him. Swami taught us that books are not just words on paper, but also spiritual transmission, soul transmission. So in all this year, we try to keep with us the consciousness of the masters in order to transmit this consciousness to other people. So we want to celebrate lives who have been transformed by all the words of the books. So this is this celebration of today. I want to thank all people who worked with us in all these years and put their energy in what we have done during these years. So thank to the Friends of Book and to all people who supported us during this year, thanks to their generosity. This evening we will have a very interesting evening. We will go back in our history, in Ananda Edizioni history. And so we are going to tell you Ananda Edizioni's history, the characters of this history, the big souls who have transmitted the Swami Kriyananda soul through the years. I want to thank Jayadev. His presence is always very precious for us in order to keep the purity of what Swami Kriyananda taught us. I thank Jayadev for his presence, for his big soul, who is supporting us always. Well, afterwards, I'm going to clarify what to be here means. Well, I want to thank Nandini because she is actually the master of all this big work of this evening and of Ananda Edizioni. And you know, there is a lot of person working for Ananda Edizioni, and they put all their art inside Ananda Edizioni. If you look at the site of Ananda Edizioni, you can realize the beauty of all this job they made during this year. Ananda Edizioni staff really did a big job during these years. And Friends of the Book always receive a present, a gift from Ananda Edizioni. So behind Ananda Edizioni there is really heart, love for books. And so thank to everybody. Thank to Jaya, thanks Dajavid. Now we want to make an introduction, and our choir will sing 3 different songs.
Well done, Lord. E mani unite fa miracoli, perché senza tante mani e tanti cuori uniti non avremmo potuto manifestare il miracolo della casa editrice. Grazie.
So they are going to sing 3 different songs for us.
the hope when the trial departs, the thrill known in bearing a son, the hope when the trial departs, the gladness of men in their neighbors, of youth in its victories won, our joys are the proof of your labors, how wonderful, Lord, are your hearts. Our joys are the proof of your labors, how wonderful, Lord, are your hearts. Well done, Lord, oh very well done. At last I discovered the mystic key, the world's joy, all secretive one, replies to your sweetness in me. The world's joy, all secretive one, replies to your sweetness in me. For here in my heart lies the answer, your love shedding light like the sun. All life seems to leap like a dancer, when gazing I see only thee. All life seems to leap like a dancer, when gazing I see only thee. Many hands make a miracle. Let's all join hands together. Life on earth is so wonderful when people laugh and dance and struggle as friends. Then all their dreams achieve their ends. Many hands make a miracle. People climbing together. Soon we reach to the pinnacle of every mountain peak we hazard as one. We lift our hands to welcome the sun. Mani unite fan miracoli, lavoriamo insieme. Tutto è così splendido perché la vita stessa dacci l'amor, perché la gioia canta nel cuor. Mani unite fan miracoli, superiamo insieme ogni sfida che viene a noi. Possiamo tutti conquistare il mare e salutar con gioia il sol, e salutar con gioia il sol.
As usual, thanks to our choir and to the words of Swami. We chose these songs because They speak about all our challenges during these 25 years. Now we want to tell you a little bit the history of Ananda Edizioni, speaking about people who are part of this history. These people has give us the right inspiration, and also the master gave us the right inspiration, and the first people who tell us, yes, we can start this adventure. So now we want to present you the people who said, yes, we do it, we create Ananda Edizione. And so, you know, Swami had this big vision to create Ananda Edizione, and he asked one person, and this person to create Ananda Edizione, and this person is today here, Andrea Bonomi. Dopo turno.
Like we said before, with my son Joyce and David, yes, yes, yes. And Swami, he always said yes to Swami. And he always had experience, didn't have an experience as an editor, but he said yes the same, but in his talent, and his experience and his good taste, because he created this great, elegant, refined line of that he followed for all of these years. And he's all human for all these years as the editor. So thank you for your yes and for your service and for everything that you have done for Swami and the Master and for the books. Thank you. Non so se si sente un po' longo. I'm very honored to be here this evening, and everything was working great. So we're getting a great gift for him to be here. So thank you. This evening, the next person I want to thank is 𝗙𝗃. She's not here with us, but she sent us a video so that she's the first 3 people in the editor house with 𝗙𝗃, Andrea, and 𝗙𝗃. 𝗙𝗃 was a edit director for almost 20 years, and she translated almost all the books of Swami, all the Master, and with a great depth and attunement that was extraordinary. So thank you, 𝗙𝗃, for being so precise and for all the hours you dedicated to this work. So I hope that she's able to see this behind the screen.
Buongiorno grandi anime, è una gioia poter essere con voi, almeno in questo modo, non potendo esserci fisicamente, per
celebrate and honor this marvelous editorial house, one big part of my life and your life. So thank you for all of you for your sustaining and for your presence. And that's where we put in the Ananda and Yogananda editions, and for the Master and Swami for to be able to immerse yourself in their books and feel their vibration. And this experience of all these years and all these service and the immersion and sharing and the preservation of their vibrations that all of these works transmit. So there are many editor houses in the world, but ours is like others. It works the same, but works in a very different way. But it also has the task to share the vibration, which is a very high effort to undertake. So we always felt service was our task and our principal responsibility, not just to transmit the words and the graphics, but the translations, all the action, the attitude, and the vibrations, and preserve and vibrate the great consciousness of our masters. So everything that moved me in Swami Srinanda's books, this union that he created between the actions and knowledge of the teachings and the way he made very practical the teachings of his life. And we say this is one of the most biggest differences in this editor house. And we always such a high level, but with great attention to all the practicality and the beauty and the details in every word. This is a great gift for us that you will read in this work. It was a gift for us who made the channels of this consciousness and this way to transmit and live the great growth in all of us and our team and in our individual lives. And I hope that it will help to bring a lot of growth, a lot of evolution, a lot of illumination to each of you that will keep all of you not just to read these books, but to sustain this effort. So thank you from my heart to Swamiji and all the masters, and to everyone of the team at Ananda Edition, and all of you as well. Sahaj is very special. She has got such wonderful words. And now we have the third person that was very the beginning, which is 𝗙𝗰𝗀𝗁, who was our artist and our illustrator, who has been with us from the very start. 𝗙𝗰𝗀𝗁 is a very refined artist, and every book is a work of art. He pays attention to every detail with love, with great attention and care. So all the beauty of the books is thanks to him and all of his artistic vision. Who have great fortune to be able to work with such pure essence. I remember the first time I met Swamiji, which is in the lunchroom. Tradition Devi were there, and Ananda and Kirtani as well. The air was very refined. I was like breathing like I was at the top of the Himalayas. And Swami says to me, "Come here, who are you?" And so I presented myself to him. And so for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I had been reading all the books that of him I could find. I said, all the ideas that you have in your books, They're very beautiful.
Lui mi ha guardato, mi ha
And he
detto,
looked at me.
sono le nostre idee.
He said, "They're our, not just my ideas, our
Già dal
ideas."
primo momento ero catturato.
And from that moment, was
Verso la
captured.
squadra.
I was on his team.
Tipo, anzi, sono corso qui in tempio.
And
mi
I
sono
ran in the
rollato sul
temple,
petto.
and I rolled around on my
Qualcosa stava
on the chest
sicuramente sì.
because something was moving inside.
I primi anni erano
The first years
molto interessanti.
were very interesting,
Che eravamo tutti e due
Bonomi,
professionisti.
and we're
nel
two
mondo
professionals
tosto della
from jobs and hard jobs in the big city, and Swami, needed things much faster than work we had done for Torino or New York or London. And then Sahaja, all of us were working 60, 70, 80 hours a week without being tired. And one of the most incredible things in this essence is so pure that it guides you. So Swami said to me that there's a cover to do. I already saw it there in my mind. I didn't know how I saw it. And if Jyotish and Devi like to tell the story of the font they see in the book, but I was looking for a font for Swami. I got by the store, and I saw the letter A that was, I saw this big. I saw it as big as the sky, and I looked for it. I didn't know the name of that font, and then finally told me the name. There was Google, not Google at that time. It showed it to me. But so many things come to me without effort. And this asks for the musicians and the directors. It's like, it's just there. So I want to thank Swami. Was waiting for one like me who could be like the tree and dedicate my life to these books. I remember when I went to his house with great trepidation because I wanted to tell him I wanted to dedicate my life to the work I was doing, editing. For me, it was a little strange because I came from an advertising background. But I told him, and I thought he would say, "Thank you, that's beautiful. I'm happy." But he didn't say anything to me. I was without saying anything for a bit, and then he told me the story about Arjuna and the eye of the falcon, and said at the end, I said, "I only see the eye of the falcon." And then I pull the air back the bow, and then silence. I said, "Okay, I have this task, so okay, thank you, Swami." So it was a very powerful energy. I had great trust in the books, and I think whoever does these stories, does this work, is to transmit these vibrations, to transport others. And I know that was Swami. And so they always said, these books are important, we need to sell them. I wanted to change the titles. And we're just specialists. And we're a lot like snails on next to Swami. You said you can use those titles. He does something very important. It's not the number, it's the quality. So he said, the ones who are ours will find us. I was like, I want to run like a horse. I just wanted to go farther. But I found out his way was the best. So thank you for all the beauty that you continue to create. And the thing that always surprised me at children is his enthusiasm. After 5 years, is it like the same enthusiasm he had the first day? And it's beautiful, and he puts it in this passion is transmitted in all of his books. So it's great to work and serve with you. So now to thank a great pioneer, a great strength and motor, as Swami Shivani. Vuoi fare tu, Shivani, o faccio io?
Shivani wrote a book, Life Force, but she is the life force. She's a really extraordinary person. Thank Nandini. It's for me really an honor to be here today for this celebration. Swami had many talents. He was an author, photographer, poet. But there is another talent that we can mention this evening. He was also an architect. He was drawing one day, and he was drawing a building with a roof, with wow, and from this drawing he said, this is the house of Ananda Edizioni, and this will be the first activity for Ananda of our center. So it was very important to share what Swami teaches us through the books of Ananda Edizione. And this building actually is our temple. The temple were actually the place of birth of Ananda Edizioni. And then the pioneer who accepted the duty to found Ananda Edizioni, well, actually they didn't just say, well, we print something. You know, at those times we didn't have the artificial intelligence, AI. They just started to do it as Yogananda asked them, and they tried to put Swami vibration, Yogananda vibration in each words they wrote, the melody, the rhythm. And this was the quality, very high quality of the pioneer of Ananda Edizioni. So they wanted to take care of Swami words. They always check a lot what they wrote, what Swami wrote. They control every word of each books, because it was very important to keep the vibrations of Swami. So they wanted to keep really the vibration of Swami in Ananda Edizioni books. So there is not, well, for me, there is not another Ananda Edizioni, another house, editorial house, because this editorial house actually is Swami Kriyananda, is incarnated Swami Kriyananda.
Che possono seguire questo modello proprio di canalizzare le vibrazioni e di diffondere, perché è così.
And well, it's like we have paralyzed the vibration of Swami inside the book of Ananda Edizioni. And so it's very important that we share these words in all the words. And it's important to transform, to translate the words we find of our book in other languages in order to share our knowledge with other people through books.
So thank you, 𝗙𝗲𝗍. 𝗙𝗲𝗍, as soon as she finished a book, she said, just know yourself. She's always thinking about the next one. Can I tell you the title? Maybe you're called Karmic Bombs. In this moment, I want to share my personal memory. I was here at the beginning, the publisher, so thank you, Andrea. We were talking, he was asking me, he asked me what a part of the publisher. I said, yes, of course. I don't have an experience, but I spent this great adventure with, as I said, Andrea and Sahaja, and I'm happy to help in this work of great blessings. I thank you every day for them, to be able to publish the books of the saints. It brings me great blessings. Every day is a gift to be a part of this work. At the beginning, I had the blessing to be able to serve with Swamiji. And like I told Jitendra, Swami was like a volcano of creativity. So we traveled in this ocean that was in his divine power. And we just put ourselves in this flow. And Swami, as you knew, he was always very enthusiastic. So every book was his best book. It was a bestseller. So he wanted to be translated immediately into Italian, so he tried to stay behind this rhythm. But it was this, we always tried to keep his enthusiasm. So I always this sensation that we were always floating on this ocean, and it was beautiful. And then we organized, so Swami were books that reached thousands and thousands of people. And it was such a blessed time. So thank you, Swami, for everything that he brought every day. And he guides us every day. He guides us when he's in a physical body. And even this when he's on another plane, because his energy always fills the Ananda Edizioni. It's always like this calm wind that and always enters into us, even with all the challenges and storms that come. So even he still puts his personal touch in everything that Ananda Edizioni reaches. I want to tell two small stories that friends would talk, how things worked. We were at the beginning of the publisher. Andrea will remember well. We didn't have any distributor. We only had a few books. So I went to Turin to look for a distributor. So they didn't let me in because I was unknown. So this telephone call came from Swami. And And he said, how is it going?
Well, I'm doing my best. It's not easy. Faccio del mio meglio, non è facile. Quindi Swami ha
I'm
capito
doing my
questo
best. It
determinato
isn't easy.
e
And then
mi
I
dice
told
solo
this little
questo. Riempi
small lie.
queste parole
And
mi hanno
these words
salvato. Queste parole
uh,
mi hanno dato un potere.
gave
Ho
me this
sentito
power.
un flusso divino che
I
mi
felt this divine
sosteneva, che mi
flow that
rallegrava,
sustained me,
qualcosa che mi
and
portava
this
avanti,
grace
che mi ha
that took
guidato.
bring me forward and
Poi
guided me.
mentre questa telefonata
And to this
mi sono
telephone
sentita
call,
proprio guidata dal
I
balustrade
felt
della
guided
gioventù dove
by,
mi precedevano mai, mi
uh,
buttavano sempre fuori dallo stand perché avevano tantissimi appuntamenti
and
e un
this
giorno mi
place I
portavano
wanted to go to,
davanti a una
but they
mamma
never let
che
me
riceveva
in.
una persona gentilissima
And finally,
che
they
ha comprato i
received
nostri
me.
libri, mi ha
That
portato dal direttore
put me
commerciale,
to the commercial
ha
director.
apprezzato i nostri libri che erano
He
molto
looked at our
collaborativi e così
books,
abbiamo iniziato a
and
essere
and
distribuiti nelle
through him,
librerie
we
più
began to
rilevate
distribute it
italiane.
through him in one of the
E
biggest
questa è stata la
publishing
porta che
houses in
Swami ha proprio
Italy.
aperto, perché
And this was a
voleva che
door that
questi
Swami
libri
opened
raggiungessero
because he
tanti
wanted
animi.
these
Proprio
books to
questo
reach many
flusso di
people.
grazia
And this
che
flow of
abbiamo
grace
ricevuto tramite Swami e
that,
tramite me.
that
Quindi
came through
non era una cosa
Swami.
scontata. E così abbiamo iniziato ad andare in
And
tante
so it
casse
wasn't
editrici,
just a coincidence. So we ended
facendo
up in
passi
a lot
giganti
of books,
e
but we
abbiamo
still
trovato una
bookstores,
scritta
but
internazionale
we still need to
perché
find a national
cominceravamo a vedere
distributor.
Ananda che
So one in
noi
Jay
che
and
abbiamo
Naria,
viaggiato a
we're looking at
iniziamo anche a trovare il brotherhood
Ananda
che
Edizioni,
è proprio il fondatore della Giunta Editore. E quindi lui ci riceve in questo palazzo
and we
reale
went
a
to this
Fiesole, vicino a
royal
Firenze,
palace
a me
in
che dice: sono
Florence,
appena tornato dall'India
and said we
e
just
avevo
come back
solo
from
un libro
India,
nella mia valigia.
and I only had one
Qual era
book
questo
in
libro?
my bag. What was that book?
Autobiografia di uno yogi.
Autobiography of
Pensate,
a
tutti i libri che
yogi.
poteva portare con sé
So all the books he could have taken with
all'aeroporto
him,
erano yogi.
and of all the possible
E
books,
quindi
he had
dice:
that one.
voi siete discepoli di Yogananda?
Are you
Volete
disciples of
pubblicare autobiografia
Yogananda?
di uno yogi?
Do you want to
Allora
challenge? Do you want to publish this book?
distribuitelo,
Well, of
volete
course, we
essere il
want to
vostro
distribute it.
distributore.
We want to be your
E
distributor.
questo era un grandissimo miracolo,
So this
perché
was a
dopo
great
lui
miracle
distribuisce solo le sue case editrici, non distribuisce a nessun altro
because
pubblicatore.
they then
E quindi
didn't
questa è la porta che
distribute
abbiamo
with
aperto
any other
insieme a
publishers
Swami
except for their own. So
per
this was
poter
the great
avere
door that
distribuite
Swami opened
casse
for
per
us.
migliaia di persone.
So he wanted
E
that
infatti
because he
la
wanted
Giunta era
thousands of people to
un'organizzazione
the book.
super capillare e tutti ci
Okay.
chiedono sempre: ma come avete fatto
He
a
said,
fare
oh,
un
how
miracolo
are you
genere?
able to go with such a big
Avevamo una
company?
forza in più,
Because
avevamo un
yes, we had
bonus
some
e quindi questo ha
even more
permesso
help.
proprio ai nostri libri di toccare tantissime,
And so
tantissime anime,
this
tantissime
allowed this book to
persone.
touch many,
Solo
many
questo per
souls.
dirvi come la grazia dei maestri
So what
guida
the
un
grace of the
servitore a
masters
ogni
is,
piccolo passo della
it's
carriera.
for
Ci
every
fossero
small
molte
step
storie, ce ne
of
sono tante,
our
però così per
publisher
proprio farvi capire
to help
che
you
noi siamo
understand.
soltanto i piccoli strumenti
We are
che
just
sono
small
coloro
instruments.
che stanno
It's
facendo
them
tutto.
that is doing everything through
Con
us.
grande gioia
So
poi
with great joy,
offriamo questa opera ai loro
we
piedi e
offer
facciamo
this
un
work at their
applauso ai
feet.
maestri.
And we get some applause for the masters. And now is the moment that we want to thank and say hi and show appreciation to all our staff. Many of you that don't know because you don't see them because they're always behind the books and behind the computers. And we say that we don't see these wonderful people that are working for so many years inside the publisher, doing so many hours. So I want our staff to come up and all of the come up to the altar. Sì. Sono sempre dietro I libri. So each one of these people has done so much in the past, in the present, and even they'll break into this beautiful story. So I'm going to each of their voices. So I wanted to redo the phrase of one of Masters and thank all of you for giving us the opportunity to serve in the Ananda Edizioni. The good books that experience noble and elevated thoughts are like spiritual footprints that show us the way that the great ones have traveled, the principal and secondary roads of the life to return to God. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming here and everything that you've done for Ananda Edizioni. The phrase that I chose was this one. Choose to love the beautiful thing, music, great literature, and above all, meditation. It's better to read the good books and look at the films. Reading stimulates the mind. Thank you. I'm here such a small time, only a couple of years, but it's been a great blessing for me. Meditate more and read more good books. There are many inspiring things to know, and above all, most men will waste their time. They will never find happiness if you don't concentrate on the wisdom of great men and follow them in their actions. The good books are your best friends. These are the great writings. You can enter into inner communion with them. Keep your mind occupied the great amount of time with good books. I could, read good books of spiritual devotion, and you'll find them that which you need. Good books are your best and silent friends. Don't forget of them in moments of great difficulty. They will never abandon you ever. And for your worldly friends could do so. The good books are your constant silent friends. When you're worried, take a book and immerse yourself into it. Listen to the words that will give you comfort and inspirations of great minds of all ages. You can find enormous comfort inside of books. So thank you, everyone. where all the thoughts of the masters are.
Forse volete sapere anche
And
di
so you
cosa
wanted to
stiamo
know what
preparando.
they
Allora,
work that they
Maitreya,
do.
sempre seguito negli anni
Maitreya
l'organizzazione e la grafica,
always followed
realizza cura
graphics,
dell'amministrazione
the
dei
advertise of the
viaggi,
administration,
delle spedizioni. Massimo Emanuela ha
Massimo
lavorato al
Manuela,
fianco di Sagia per
like
innumerevoli
that
anni
Sahaja,
nelle
the site of
revisioni e nelle
Sahaja, on the
lezioni bibliche.
revisions for
Nari è
many
stato
years.
con noi i
Nari has
primi
been with us
anni
for the
insieme ad
first years,
Andrea per
together with
l'espansione della
Andrea,
casa editrice.
to open the
Devadas ci
publisher,
sta aiutando adesso
and
nelle
Devadas
spedizioni.
is in
Carlotta con le
the
fiere, tutti i
sending books.
nostri
Carla
mercatini,
goes
ci
to
aiuta con
the
tantissime cose.
all the
Rugmini,
markets and
Sagia,
their
che sta lavorando
fairs.
nella casa editrice, che fa tantissime cose
And
belle,
Rugmini does all kind of different
produce
things.
libri, il sito, i
She had the
blog,
website,
tantissime gli eventi, tantissime
all
cose.
and setting up all the events and all the other
Abbiamo
great
in
things.
rappresentanza degli illustratori il nostro Gianluca che ha
And we have
illustrato
the
le carte
representative of John Luca that illustrated the
della
cards,
copertina,
along with
Deodan
Roger
che ci ha sempre
Deodan,
aiutato in innumerevoli
who's
lavori
helped
di
us many
supporto alla
ways.
casa editrice e Medavati che ha anche aiutato nei
Medavati
primi anni
helped us in the
soprattutto
first
con le
years
revisioni dei libri.
with the book revisions. So thank you all. There are many friends at home that we're not here. And we're going to thank Kalarutsu that helps with translators. Emmanuel that follows all of the translations and revisions. So thank you. I'd like to call all of you up because I think all of you have all had a piece and had to do with Ananda Edizioni. So we'll close the first part of the story, and then we'll have a musical interlude, and then will be the second part that is dedicated to our great authors that harvested the seed of light for the master. So we have a beautiful musical interlude. We have four great musicians, Riccardo Druda, Darshan, that one of the great works of Swami, that's called the quartet. So we'll hear the first movement. just a taste of this wonderful evening. And imagine all four of them performing together for a whole evening. So we were able to, a whole evening. So I hope we're a little bit late, so I hope this evening's not too late for you. But one of the most beautiful parts is the most creative part of this publishing house, which is our authors. We had this great song with them in the plaza. It's them that bring these forward. They harvest the seeds of our masters and then the seeds of light, and then they share them with us. So I just want to show this beautiful video of Swamiji that talks about these books and how they are seeds.
So Yogananda, when he came into this world, came to bring something universal. He was not a scholar. And yet somehow, being in tune with what the Divine One had said at this time, in his teachings he addressed every one of those great polemics down through the centuries. What he wrote was incredibly vast in its implications. And again, something that I've tried to do, but could only scratch the surface of, but it's because he set the motion. He set the trend in motion. To take these divine teachings and to express them on a human level. He said that no scripture is sufficient if it's only addressing the spirit, or only addressing the body, or only the mind. A true scripture has to be all-embracing, all-encompassing. People need to be able to bring that truth down to every level of life. Well, that was his mission. Nowadays, people are ready to incorporate the divine teaching into daily life. And so Yogananda wrote a book on the law of success, scientific healing affirmations. He gave lessons on how to be a successful marriage partner, how to be a good employee, how to be a good employer, how to get along with other people. He wrote on that level, not as something separate from the Spirit, but in order to show how we can bring that spiritual teaching down into every phase of life. And so that's what I've tried to do in my work, to show how his teaching, which my whole life I've only tried to bring his teaching into these different things. I couldn't care less what Kriyananda thinks, but I always try to understand, what did he say? How would that apply in all these different things? And I've tried to write seminally so that people could take one thought and then develop that, and so it could go on down through generations rather than making the final statement on any point. I've tried to only open a door so that others could also enter into it and understand it more and more deeply, explore the implications more. I think it's been a great blessing for me to be able to explore all these things, to show how vast his teaching is. These aren't Kriyananda's books. They are his books, written through a disciple who was showing the implications of his teachings in marriage, in business, in leadership, in the arts, in education, in all the different fields that I've had to explore perforce, but gratefully so. And now I look back and I see, but how vast that teaching is that I could draw on it.
Swami said very clearly, he launched these seeds so that others could harvest them. So now see our authors and which seeds they harvested and which stars they harvested. So first one is Jyotish and Devi. We have the authors. What was their inspiration? The books. So we heard one after the other. And we went here with Jyotish and Devi. Buonasera a tutti.
has inspired us, some quote that inspires us, and why we write the books that we do.
Nandini ti ha chiesto di scrivere su una stella delle nostre idee di perché scriviamo le cose che scriviamo, le citazioni.
So this is a quote from Master, and this is what inspires me.
Questa è una citazione dal maestro, è quello che mi ispira.
God is love.
Dio è amore.
His plan for creation
Il suo programma per la creazione
can only be rooted in love.
può solo essere radicato nell'amore.
You know, everything that Ananda is, everything this world is an expression of God's love.
Tutto quello che Ananda rappresenta, tutto quel mondo rappresenta è l'amore di Dio.
Tonight we're talking about the books that have been written and published.
Stasera stiamo parlando dei libri che sono stati scritti e pubblicati.
But if we could see the essence, they're only condensed love from God.
Possiamo solo vedere l'essenza, sono solo dell'amore condensato di Dio.
The story of Ananda begins with the book.
La storia di Ananda inizia con un libro.
That's how Swami met Master.
È come Swami ha incontrato il maestro.
By reading Autobiography of a Yogi.
Leggendo l'autobiografia di un yogi.
How many of us met Master the same way?
Quanti di noi abbiamo conosciuto il maestro nella stessa maniera?
And so the book that Master wrote is a condensation of his love for humanity.
Quindi il libro che ha scritto il maestro è una condensazione dell'amore per l'umanità.
To paraphrase the Bible, in the beginning was a book.
Per citare la Bibbia, all'inizio c'era il libro.
And the book was full of love.
E il libro era pieno di amore.
And Swami received that, and on the bus coming across the country, he thought these teachings are so wonderful, I have to share them with everyone.
Swami ha ricevuto questo e mentre stava viaggiando nell'autobus ha detto questi insegnamenti sono così belli che io devo condividere con tutti.
And as we hear in the Festival of Light each week, the act of creation was an act of love. No love can be greater than this.
E come sentiamo ogni settimana durante la cerimonia di luce, questo è l'atto più grande di amore, non può essere un atto di amore più grande di questo.
For these great masters to take embodied form in order to uplift us.
Per questi maestri di incarnarsi per aiutarci.
And so Swami condensed his love primarily in the words of the books.
E quindi ha messo insomma amore primario, cioè nei libri.
He took such care in writing each word.
Ha preso così cura nel scrivere ogni parola.
Because he cared deeply that we understand these great teachings.
Perché lui voleva che noi avessimo proprio una comprensione di questi insegnamenti.
And so that act of love of Swami is what has given us life, given us the spiritual life.
Con questo atto di amore di Swami è quello che ha dato di noi la vita spirituale.
And just as he did, our writing of books is the continuation of God's love flowing through us in order to help this great mission of Master.
E come ha fatto lui, la missione di scrivere questi libri e continuare l'amore del nostro Maestro grande.
Oh, that's good. The quote I will read is from Swamiji.
La citazione che leggo io è di Swamiji.
My work was to serve as a spearhead for Master's teachings.
La mia opera era di servire come spirito per gli insegnamenti del Maestro,
And to bring not only him,
di portare non solo lui,
but his teachings and mission to the world.
ma i suoi insegnamenti e la sua missione al mondo.
This is what inspired me to write the book Guerrieri della Luce.
E questo è esattamente ciò che mi ha ispirato di scrivere il mio libro Guerrieri di Luce.
Swami tells us that in a past life he was the son of William the Conqueror, who was master.
Swami ci racconta che in una incarnazione precedente lui era il figlio di Guglielmo Conquistatore, che a suo turno era il maestro.
And he was William Master's son, Henry I.
E lui era il primo figlio di Guglielmo, Enrico I.
But historians say that Henry I was the least known king of England.
Ma gli storici dicono che Enrico I era il meno conosciuto re dell'Inghilterra.
Because he didn't care about his own recognition,
Perché non gli importava del suo riconoscimento personale.
but only furthering his father's work.
Voleva solo portare avanti l'opera di suo padre.
And having been with Swamiji from the beginning of Ananda,
Avendo vissuto con Swamiji sin dall'inizio di Ananda,
I felt so deeply inside, people need to know what this great soul has done.
ho sentito profondamente dentro di me, la gente deve sapere ciò che questa grande anima ha fatto.
So this is the seed that grew into many words, many pages, a book, and I hope it will continue the legacy of Swamiji.
E questo è il seme che ha germogliato in tante parole, tanti articoli, libri, e spero che continuerà a portare avanti il lasciato di Swamiji.
Grazie.
The phrase you already heard written, that Nari also chose. The good books are your best friends. You can and commune with all the great ones through their writings. Swami really enjoyed books. And he said it's 50 times in the book, every single word. And the word for Italy, for every word, Swami said to Sahaja, every comma counts. And he worked together with all this team to make the vibration more clear. And this is something that we maintain in our publishing house. Something that Yogananda said. It can be in common with the great masters and their presence. Yeah, and a book like this was. When Nandini said, or maybe it was Andrea, to write it, the second generation in 2007. I asked Swami, is it a good thing to write? And he said, yes, exactly. He said there. And it said all the authors. Said, I write seminally and which you can expand on what I've written. And this was such a fantastic thing. They gave this task. I said, write everything, anything you want. And the second thing is the spirit of Swami. I gave other things. And if Swami remembers, he said in 2007, my first book, I wanted Swami to look at it, and I asked Narya, who was Swami, can you show him this book? Can you have him read it? And Narya took it to him. Do you remember? And Swami said, it's not necessary that I read it. I trust Jayadev. This isn't, I don't say this for myself. I say this for the spirit. I have done it. I trust all of you. And write something important writing. Every comma counts. You have an important task. I trust you. It gives me the goosebumps. So thank you, Swami. Thank you for everyone who works on all of this, my books. Books of the vital force that gave me the inspiration. It comes from the master from Yogananda. The power of healing is for every soul. And reading the original teachings of the master, I was very moved by the vastness of the purpose which he brought on self-healing. And when I saw many of us went here to there and all the other places to have advice, I asked them, why don't you use the teachings of the masters? Because we don't know them. These teachings, where can we find them? And I was convinced from all the different modern systems and ancient of healing, something's missing. This is Yogananda, a vital force. It is the base of every system of healing of the future. Thank you. For me, like Jayadev, when he asked me, tell me the inspiration behind why you wrote these books. For me, it was the fact that Swamiji asked me to write, but it was never in my plans. The second book was also a surprise for me. I didn't expect to do it. But just as Jyotish told us today, and they need to be expanded even more. And so this reason I wrote it. And this reason someone, before Swami left his body, I had the imprint of his feet, and this person asked a phrase that went along with his footprints, and Swamiji chose this phrase. May I so pass my days that my life leaves footprints on the sands of time. There are different phrases that all of us that continue to move our mind from Master, from Swami. And there are two of these that I've been thinking on for quite a time in my mind. This is Swami that's speaking one of the phrases of the Masters. And this, maybe heard this week when you were working in the service this week. And Master said to Swami, the greater the strength of will, the greater the flow of energy, and placing it on your mind. Repeat it to yourself 5 times a day. This single truth will revolutionize your life. And the second phrase that really moved me, that is also connected, is the meditating on greatness as a way of achieving greatness. Because these phrases contain this foundation to these years. You can take whatever phrase from the Master and write a book about it based on that phrase. So if you take an autobiography, take whatever phrase, it's like a portal that opens the whole universe, all the meaning of all the principles and the blessings and the inspiration to bring these phrases, these sentences, and bring this simple and light, but also very deep, to take a sentence and bring inspiration and understanding, and then bring it down to a practical level, not just inspiring, but how can I put it into practice in my life? My phrase, our diet affects our disposition to a great extent. It affects our state of mind, have a good body as well as a good mind. Whatever affects the state of our mind affects our disposition. So it was a simple recipe book, and I wrote this book, and I gave it to Jindra and Shivani and others. I included the beginning a little bit, 7 pages, for a few things that Master wrote about diet and what was Rajik, Tamasic, and Sattvic food. And it was Gitindra. I don't know if he remembers. This is so fascinating. You need to write a full chapter for every page that you've written. And he gave me the titles for every chapter of the book. When there's Shivani, gave me all access to all the teachings of the Master on diet. And I began my study, and contemporarily, while I was studying, I began to write. And I wrote all the richness in these teachings. I was able to create chapter and share them to all the existing teachings. I want to thank the first author that talked about the realization of self, for all the great writers. The first, the Sacred Science, was first written in 1884, and every 2 or 3 years it was republished. And many people had it in their house, but very few understood it. But it's new because the first time that the writer take passages from the Bible and from the Hindu scriptures and showed that both talking come from the same source of inspiration. book is a seminal book, as Swami's book was. And I thank Swami Sri 𝗙𝗫𝗁 that allowed me to write my small book on the heart. And I thought about what could be my set phrase. And it connects a little bit with what 𝗏𝗏 said on the strength of will. And there's we use our will, and one of the pettiness in our hearts is on grief. And when you feel it or feel not, when grief arises, but grief is you feel after a loss or so I meditated on it. And where's the will inside of all of this? And then this came to me. And concentrated on a phrase, a memory, to accept, allow grief to be rising, but use your will to focus the mind on other, that's known as collateral beauty. In other words, use your willpower not to repress feelings, but to detach the mind from them, like in music. There's someone who smiles, all of these different. Use your will without repressing what you feel, but to concentrate your mind on this, just as 𝗏𝗏 cited, on the greatness and the collateral beauty. And if you do this, you will heal. You will be healed. Good evening, everyone. I'm Shraddha. And I said that writing was my first form of yoga. As a young girl, I didn't know yoga, but I didn't have any doubts of the divine source of inspiration. And when I first met yoga, I understood the creativity was like meditation. Because like mind needs to be silent and have space. And there's this natural flow of words of inspiration, and open your eyes. And I see a different reality behind normal reality. So I see behind there what seems like reality, but it's actually illusion. So the phrase I chose is by Yogananda, where movement ends, God begins.
Ho in mano una stellina invisibile ma molto presente, è la mia stellina, il seme che mi ha ispirato a scrivere il libro Come manifestare i desideri dell'anima. È stata soprattutto una frase di Sri 𝗏𝗏: se hai una fede realmente divina e desideri qualcosa che non esiste nell'universo, quella cosa sarà creata per te. E questa frase per me riassume proprio la grandezza di questa collaborazione tra noi, scintille divine, e il divino, lo spirito, che vuole veramente darci la massima felicità a tutti i livelli della nostra vita. E quindi spero che quel libro e altri che verranno, che emaneranno da quella frase, possano davvero guidarci su questa strada di comprendere quanto siamo amati e quanto siamo guidati sempre.
So thank you, everyone, to all the great authors. So we have this beautiful starry sky of the realization of the self, that all the light that our masters have brought us, the nature of light, that it wants to be shared because we're touched by light. We want to share it with others. And this is a sense of our books. And these books will come out, we'll trust the authors, and then these books will then spread to all the readers who see it. So we see with our publishing house, we continue to seed and with love and friendship to bring this light, to always bring it to more people in the world. And I know it's very late, but I want to invite all the authors up for Om, for a blessing. I love you.
I would like to just send homes to our beautiful authors e anche a questo cielo che possa espandersi.
So it can always expand even more up into the sky. I want Jayadev and all the others, and I want all the other authors as well at the stars. So this firmament of the sky is complete. Well, thank you, everyone. I know it was a very long evening, but now we want to conclude with the dance of books and arati of the books. So you can participate in the arati of books, and you'll find underneath your seats. And so someone has a candle that they'll pass around, so you can accompany this arati of books. And we want to spread these blessings to all the works that they can spread, and these rays of light that they can define and expand into all hearts. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, and the beloved God, beloved Masters, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, 𝗙𝗰𝗀𝗃𝗃, Swami 𝗚𝗚𝗃𝗃, and beloved Master, Paramhansa Yogananda. We bow in front of you, beloved Masters, beloved Swamiji, and all of us, to remove the ego and concentrate only on your light, to bring your light forward in our hearts, in our minds, in our energy, in our lives. Use us all as channels, united with all of us.
Grazie a tutti per questa meravigliosa serata, è stato un onore poterci trovare insieme a voi questa notte memorabile per noi. E grazie
Thank you
grandi maestri.
to our great masters, to our authors, to all the people. Oh, together we all walk to the light. We want to conclude singing together Om to spread this more energy into this work. So all the musicians will begin to play and then we can chant together. So thank you, and happy 25th birthday to Ananda Edizioni.
Buonanotte e uscendo, portando le sedie fuori, cantiamo Gioia Gioia. Sempre nuova gioia, gioia, gioia.
gioia, gioia,
Ananda chi?
Ananda Edizioni chi? Guys, the quartet was glorious.
Really? Okay, that was tricky.
No, I mean, honestly, I can't think of another word to describe it. It was really, it was beyond beautiful words.
Thank you. That was fun. Grande Metka, super Metka.